Behind me is an indictment against RT, also known as Russia Today, a Russian government-controlled media company which handles an entire empire of covert projects designed to shape public opinion in Western audiences. In this indictment, they describe some of those covert projects as a Tennessee-based online content creation company. They refer to it as U.S. Company One, and they never name the company itself or the commentators who were deceived into doing Russia's bidding. So in this video, we're going to take context clues in this document and make some guesses. And remember, everything in this video is a guess. The government has not said it. We are simply going off of the numbers they give, because some of these numbers, some of these quotes, some of these statements, you can track down some coincidences. Let's begin. This is a core coincidence for what we're going to be talking about here. U.S. Company One. It was established under the laws of Tennessee. Founder One described U.S. Company One as a U.S. subsidy of Founder One's Canadian Company One. But the one little crumb we're going to follow here is on its website, U.S. Company One describes itself as a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues, and identifies 6 commentators, including Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 as its talent. U.S. Company One regularly posts videos featuring these commentators, as well as videos that do not feature the commentators, across an array of social media, including YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Rumble. To support the production and publication of its videos, U.S. Company One employs 3 staff producers, Producer 1, Producer 2, and third individual, Producer 3, and a purported outside editing staff, staffed by, among others, the 2 that were actually named in this indictment at the very top that we're not going to be focusing on. We're focusing on the coincidences, right? So, network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. That is very specific. But if you Google it right now, you're mostly going to find articles copying that. So where else can we find that exact quote? This is the Tenet Media YouTube channel. Tenet Media is a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. So there's that quote. Now, can we find it anywhere else? This is the Tenet Media website. Tenet Media is a network of heterodox commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. So there's that exact same quote again. But in the indictment, they mention the company website having 6 commentators, including Commentator 1 and 2. We'll take some guesses on them in a moment, but we can meet the talent here. We have Lauren Southern, Tim Pool, Taylor Hansen. We have Matt Christiansen, Dave Rubin, and Benny Johnson. So, the coincidences so far is that Tenet Media is in Tennessee, has the exact same phrase, and has 6 commentators on their website. That's some pretty big coincidences, but let's keep looking at some coincidences. Another coincidence can be found if we go to this section here. On or about February 15, 2024, Helena Schruda shared with U.S. Company One a video of a well-known U.S. political commentator visiting a grocery store in Russia. They posted the video in the Producer Discord channel. Later that day, Producer One privately messaged Founder 2 on Discord. They want me to post this, referencing to the video that had been posted, but it feels like overt shilling. Founder 2 replied that Founder 1 thinks we should put it out there. Producer 1 acquiesced, responding, "All right, I'll put it out tomorrow." Coincidentally, around that time, Tenet Media put out this video that says, of course, this is not a direct comparison, but is anyone happy with soaring grocery prices in America? Showing Tucker Carlson. Interesting. Coincidence. So we have coincidences leading us to 6 commentators. Are there any coincidences suggesting one of them is Commentator 1 and one is Commentator 2? So Founder 1 and Founder 2 also work together to deceive 2 U.S. online commentators, Commentator 1, Commentator 2, who have respectively over 2.4 and 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. Founder 1 and Founder 2 contracted with Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 to produce videos using Commentator 1 and Commentator 2's own names and leveraging their existing audiences for license and publication by U.S. Company 1. Founder 1 and Founder 2 worked together to mask U.S. Company 1's true source of funding, RT, by falsely portraying to Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 that U.S. Company 1 was sponsored by a private investor named Edward Bergian. Anyway, To make sure this is very clear, they're saying here that Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 didn't know they were doing Russia's bidding. They're making that very clear in this. In truth and in fact, Gregorian was a fictional persona. For example, during contract negotiations, Commentator 1 requested that Founder 1 provide a profile or article on Edward Gregorian. In response, Founder 1 sent Commentator 1 a one-page profile provided by Founder 1 by another fictional persona pursued to represent Eduardo Gregorian, falsely describing Eduardo Gregorian as an accomplished finance professional who had held various positions in Brussels, France, and a multinational bank, Bank One. Okay, so let's see here. Commentator 1 and Commentator 2, 2.4 and 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. That is the little coincidence we're going to look for now. So what we're going to be doing for this coincidence is we are going to be looking at the commentators listed on Tenet Media's website. There's 6 of them, and we're looking for the ones that have 2.4 or 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. This one is Lauren Southern, 712,000. This is not one of them. Here we have Tim Pool at 1.37 million. We'll remember that. We have Taylor USA at 2.85K. That's obviously not a number that we're looking for here. We have Matt Christiansen at 235,000 subscribers. Obviously not what we're looking for. And we have the Rubin report at 2.44 million. Okay, that's interesting. And then we have Benny Johnson at 2.39 million subscribers. So, if we're doing context clues, there is a chance that they round down when it comes to the amount of subscribers, because only with rounding down do we get anyone that matches the 1.3 number. That 1.3 number, coincidentally, when rounded down, going with that coincidence, would be Tim Pool. So there we go. So there's this one. And then if we're rounding down, because remember, 0.37 would round up, so we're going to round down. If we're rounding up, that means rounding down, that means we aren't going to be using Benny Johnson. But if we round down, the Rubin report is 2.4 million. Remember, coincidences, we're working off coincidences. We're working off the coincidences we can find in this indictment. Now, this is a coincidence involving Commentator 3. I couldn't find it. Maybe they didn't go through with it. Maybe it's been deleted. But we have one of our creators record something about the Moscow terror attack. Despite public reporting of the foreign terrorist organization ISIS had claimed responsibility for the attack, they requested that U.S. Company 1 blame Ukraine and the United States, writing, I think we can focus on the Ukraine-U.S. angle. The mainstream media spread fake news that ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack, yet ISIS itself never made such statements. All terrorists are now detained while they were heading to the border with Ukraine, which makes it even more suspicious why they would want to go to Ukraine to hide. Founder 1 responded that Founder 1 would ask Commentator 3 the next day, confirmed that Commentator 3 said he's happy to cover it. It's not that I couldn't find any of the people here covering it. I found someone covering it March 22nd, but they kept saying they didn't know who was responsible. So there's a chance that whatever this was, maybe more information came out and it got deleted later by one of them, but I can't use this to verify who Commentator 3 is, but maybe you can. So I'm putting this crumb out there for the world. Maybe you can find a coincidence that matches Commentator 3. Let's talk coincidences for Commentator 4. I like this one. On or about February 16th, 2024, as Helena Shruda messaged Founder 1 on Discord, I do worry that neither Commentator 3 nor Commentator 1 share any raw videos on X. Commentator 2 shared only one video this week. Commentator 4 didn't share any raw videos. She only shared her mini doc and its promo. Now, there's only one she, okay? There's only one she on that list, but let's see if there's any other crumbs we can follow here. This is February 16th. February 14th. My latest film, Empty Love, has just premiered on Watch Tenet Now, a deep dive into the impacts of technology and the sexual revolution on romance. That's a coincidence. That's a big one. There aren't many coincidences you can go off of for Commentator 5. So let's look at Commentator 6. On or about November 1st, 2023, one of the 6 commentators listed on U.S. Company's website, Commentator 6, posted a video on YouTube announcing the launch of U.S. Company 1. In the video, Commentator 6 explained that U.S. Company 1 was a project of Founder 1 and Founder 2 who were trying to build a new platform for independent media with an initial lineup of 6 content creators, namely Commentator 1 through Commentator 6. So how hard will this coincidence be to find? The final video, the latest video on Matt Christiansen's channel is Find Me on Tenet Media Monday, November 6th, a new opportunity for my content, and this was posted November 1st. I want to give a shout out to Arik Toller. They are the ones who had a Twitter thread diving into some of these coincidences that really got me wanting to dive in myself to verify, see if I could find anything new. And without them making that post, I might not have done this deep a dive in the video. With that being said, this is an indictment we're covering, so let's look at the charges that these founders are facing. Remember, these are for Founder 1 and Founder 2, not for commentators 1 through 6, who the government says unknowingly were doing work for Russia. Conspiracy to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act is count 1, and count 2 is going to be conspiracy to commit money laundering. Those are the counts. Now, this has been a long document, as you can probably tell if you scroll down through. I wanted to focus on what exactly were they spreading, who were they using to spread it, and were there any dots we could connect to try to take some guesses. I think there were some pretty blatant connections found, but the government's not giving them names. Now, I will say some of the people mentioned here have responded. Tim Pool, for example, has put out a statement. Let me read that for you since it's out right now. Tim Pool. My statement regarding allegations and the leaked DOJ indictment. Leaked. I'm reading this on justice.gov, man. This isn't leaked. Should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. I cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or to what they are. So he's basically saying, I knew nothing. That's the defense there. But yes, everything I read to you, this is on justice.gov. This is public. I don't know where he got leaked from. Maybe it leaked before I covered it. I don't know. I'm not covering a leak. I'm covering a released document, a indictment that's now public. Maybe he saw sealed indictment and got confused, but this is on justice.gov. This is on a government website right now, publicly. You can see it yourself. I'll have it for you in the description.